Hey friends, today I'm going to tell you a story about the monkey, the crocodile, and the river. Now, for those who don't know, I come from Kenya. And as I was growing up, when my father took me up country, when he was on vacation, I liked to go to visit one of my favorite aunties. I used to call her Min Sungu, Mama Sungu, because Sungu was is my cousin. While we were there, I guess plumbing had not reached the rural areas. So guess what? We used to go to take a bath in the river. There was a location for the ladies and there was a location for the guys. And you know, a guy cannot go to bathe where the ladies were bathing. And a lady cannot also come to bathe where the gentlemen were bathing. So that is how it used to be. But when we went to the river as guys, you know, you're bathing, guys can see each other. It's like locker room. Guys can see each other. You can bathe there, you can bathe there. It's no big issue. And so you all must agree, in order to bathe, you must take off your clothes. And so right there at the river, the guys, we took off our clothes and we put them out there and we jumped in the river and we bathed and we had soap. Some soap was called Panga. Oh man, that soap, when you bathe with that soap and then your skin dried up, when you do like this, some cracks come on your face. It was just so tough. So I guess you needed lotion, but you know, our parents were modest, couldn't even afford lotion. So that Panga soap that you bathed with, you better make sure you rinse properly, because if you don't rinse properly, it's gonna dry your skin, and after it's dry and you do, the cracks occur on your skin. So that was then. But one thing about the river there were monkeys all around. And these monkeys, they knew us as human beings, and we knew they are monkeys. But they were full of tricks, because they knew that the human being is the one that cultivates the land and plants the crops and harvests, you know, the fruits that the monkeys like pears or guavas or bananas or, you know, any maize, corn. The monkeys knew that we're gonna come and get them, and we put them in baskets and we walk home. But on that day, or several days, the monkeys had gotten used to interact with the people. And so when you came there to bathe, the monkeys would take your clothes and they would run up the trees with your clothes. And so you've showered and you don't have any clothes to wear. So what do you have to do? You have to negotiate with the monkey. Man, you're out there, hey, you guy, man, bring my clothes down. And you know what the monkey says? Bendy cow cup, bendy cow cup, cow cup, cow cup, cow cup. That was the language of the monkey. Bendy cow cup, bendy cow cup, cow cup, cow cup, cow cup. And you would be begging me, you'd be speaking human language and the monkey is speaking monkey language. You don't understand each other. And there was only one way to get your clothes from that monkey up there on the trees, because you don't want to walk out of there, or you don't want ladies to wander around there, which of course they never came there. But how are you going to get back home naked? That's an abomination. So you need your clothes. And the only language that worked was to tell the monkey to calm down. So you go out in some plantations that are near, you may find a banana, and you give the monkey a banana and you tell him, come get it, bring my clothes. And you negotiate, and the monkey would come and he would give you your clothes. And that's the way you'd get back your clothes. And so over the years, you know, I migrated to the United States in 1993. And when I came to the United States, I kind of learned much more about animal life than I actually knew in Africa. I was in Africa for 28 years, but I didn't know as much as I learned while in the US, and not from anybody in the US. You know what I mean, from the TV, the Discovery Channel, and some programs that were there. Now, that was way before YouTube and before all these videos that we are seeing on social media. I learned much more about animals. And there is one thing that I learned, that in Kenya, in the Masai Mara, in the River Grumeti, during the wildebeest migration, you know, the wildebeest must cross from Masai Mara, they go to the Serengeti every year, and then they cross back every year. That is the season of the migration season. I guess it's been called one of the wonders of the world. If you've never been to that one, you need to go. You need to go and see that one. But anyway, there is the river has a lot of crocodiles, and all these wildebeests must go cross. For some reason, they just have the urge to cross, but I think it's because they go where they see clouds or where they think the rain is going to go next, because where they were, the grass has dried up a little bit, and that grass drying up and the rains all have to do with the cycle of life. Because if they cross and they go to a better, more greener pasture, that's even when they multiply a lot more, and because there's food. So it's a natural cycle. But in that river there are these crocodiles, and what I learned is that during the crossings there are monkeys out there, and the monkeys sometimes warn the animals, hey, do not cross that river, do not cross that river, there's a crocodile under there. But do the animals heed that advice? They don't, because they can't communicate. They cross and sometimes they're eaten. But what about the monkeys themselves? They also sometimes come to the river because they must drink the water. And when they come to drink that water, the crocodile is under. So when the monkey is so thirsty, it lets loose its guard, and it thinks that, oh, I saw a crocodile over yonder, and I'm just gonna drink here real quick and go, and then the crocodile comes and grabs them. But what I saw here was kind of interesting. The monkeys were out there in a kind of a crowd also, and the crocodile came out and pounced, and in a lightning strike, it grabbed one of the monkey's legs. And what did the other monkeys do? They took off, screaming, and they went on and they climbed the trees that are nearby, and they started yelling in loud voice, hey, Benny Cow Cup, Benny Cow Cup, Benny Cow Cup, so that the crocodile can let go their kin. But do you know, the crocodile, once it has grabbed, it will just hold you and pull you slowly and slowly into the water, into the deeper end, so that you drown. That's its game. And then it will grab you and they'll start spinning and they eat you. Whether you're a human being, whether you're a lion, whether you're a leopard or a giraffe or whatever, if the crocodile grabs you and it's in the water, you're toast. But these monkeys up there, they have a little bit of intelligence. And when their kin has been grabbed, they scream and they yell, Benny Cow Cup, Benny Cow Cup, Benny Cow Cup. It doesn't help. their kin once grabbed. Once that crocodile, the jaw of a crocodile has, I don't know how many pounds of strength. Now you do the research. I have not. I cannot give you a number here which is going to be false. But you do the research and you will see that once that the crocodile grabs an animal's flesh, no matter what you do, it can't let go. But one way to let that the crocodile can let you go, if it grabbed you like that, poke it in the eye and it may go. But does the monkey have that intelligence? No. A human being might have that intelligence, but I don't know how much time you'll have to try to poke it in the eye, because you'll be in significant pain if it has bitten you. So the monkeys, as many as they are in the monkeys. They're in the tree, on the trees. They are screaming, leave our guy, leave our guy, leave our guy. You're playing, that's a wrong game, you know. But you know one thing they could do if they were a lot more intelligent? They could, if they knew that when the crocodile has grabbed you, everything else the crocodile has is game. The monkey, by the way, have very sharp teeth. So what they could do, they could come and grab this crocodile by the tails or by the body and all that. And if you grab the crocodile, it's going to release your kin that it's grabbing. It's going to release. That is the one thing the monkeys don't have. They don't know how to go and fight the crocodile with this skill. Maybe somebody someday may teach them, or maybe through evolution, maybe they'll learn. But I don't know. It's been a long time that the crocodile has been the emperor of the river. And the crocodile has not changed for many, many, many centuries. It has survived as one of the top predators. Okay? Now, why am I telling you this story? I'm telling you this story because today, the Supreme Court of the United States of America has rendered a judgment that is earth-shaking. This judgment is that the President of the United States of America, if he does something, no matter how crazy it may be, as long as he did it within his executive power or within his role as the president while in office, he is immune from prosecution after he leaves office. Well, I'm not a lawyer, but I guess they're also saying that if he does something so crazy, he can be impeached by the House of Representatives. And if it is successful, it can be taken to the Senate and the Senate can vote. But that is on crimes, high crimes and misdemeanor. Those are the things that he can be impeached for. Trump was impeached twice, but he was not evicted because there was the majority of Republicans in the Senate who technically acquitted him. Clinton was impeached in the House of Representatives by the Republicans majority. And when it went to the Senate, he was acquitted as well. And so the argument that Trump has put forth regarding whatever happened on January 6th is that he is immune from whatever he did while he was president. And the Supreme Court has said whatever he did in his capacity as president, in the office of president, he is immune. And all those other charges, the Supreme Court has returned it to the lower court for the lower court to decide what roles did he do in his executive capacity while in office and which roles are not. And so when the lower court is going to decide that, time will go, and I guess he will most certainly go scot-free, because if he is elected in November, he will be president and he cannot be prosecuted. And you know, that's the other thing about the United States Constitution. Somehow there is this interpretation that the president cannot be tried while in office, because they don't want a president being pulled on petty lawsuits while he has a job to protect the people of the United States, to sign things and do things that are very important to the people of the United States. You cannot be coming there with a lawsuit that the president, you know, poured soup on your skirt when you are having dinner. You cannot bring things like that while the president is in office. So he is shielded from those petty lawsuits, and the only lawsuits that he can be tried for are high crimes and misdemeanor, and those ones can only be done through impeachment in the House and in the US Senate. So the Supreme Court has ruled. This ruling was being waited for by so many people, both in the Republican side and in the Democratic side. It has gone the Republican way. Trump is celebrating. Biden and the Democrats are down. That even in addition to that, Biden, with his lackluster performance in the debate, the morale is down and everything is down on the other side. Trump is victorious, that he almost is above the law. Trump has actually sent a tweet stating that this is a great decision for the United States of America, that the Supreme Court has asserted its power, that the United States presidency is the biggest, you know, that the president should be shielded so that he can do a good job and so that he can make good decisions. Well and good. But this is what I say to the Democrats. You cannot do what the monkeys are doing. You are human beings. You are intelligent people. You cannot just go on this media, on TV, and start screaming, oh, that was pretty bad. 6 judges that Trump put in there have given him a decision that has favored him. That this country, the democracy is on the line. Democracy is on the line. Well, you really can't say that, because the Supreme Court is the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court's decision cannot be wrong. Why can't they be wrong? Because they are final, and therefore they are right. Any Supreme Court decision is, if it's final, when the Supreme Court speaks, we all say, Igwe, Igwe, Igwe. That's it. It's final. And so, to my fellow Democrats, who are you? Who are you? Mr. Biden, who are you? Have you read the Supreme Court decision? Have you read it properly? I've read it. I've heard it. I don't even have to have heard it. Just read the headline. The headline is that the Supreme Court has judged that Trump is immune from prosecution for things that he did while in office, in his official capacity. That's the judgment. You can't fight that. You can't fight it. If you try to fight it, you'll be wasting time. Election is in about 3 months. So, what do you do? Listen, I am not a politician. I am not a lawyer. I guess I'm trying to be an author, okay? But we are all free thinkers. We all have different opinions. We all have the capacity to discern matters and to understand what should be done. Number one, Trump has been found guilty on some charges that are criminal. So Trump is a convicted criminal. I guess he's awaiting sentencing, which is coming this month, I suppose. The Constitution does not bar Trump from running for presidency. But the Constitution is also silent whether he shouldn't run. On the other hand, the Supreme Court has stated that a sitting president has authority For whatever he does should not be questioned. The Supreme Court has, in essence, told Mr. Biden, President Biden, do whatever you want, you will be above the law. So I want to remind Mr. Biden, I want to take you back to your oath of office. Your oath of office is to protect the United States, to protect this democracy from the enemy within and without, to safeguard the Constitution. We all agree that perhaps the Supreme Court justices, 6 of them were appointed by the Republicans. So if you want fairness, of course, you can always increase the number of the Supreme Court justices, and the current president appoints more justices to balance it out. But will that really work in time? No. So you have been given a ball. The quarterback has thrown to you the ball. Yes, the crocodile has grabbed one of the opportunities, or one of the vehicles, or one of the avenues to protect the United States by declaring that Trump, whatever he did, was above board. Yes, that has been done. The midfielder in soccer has given you a through pass. You are the striker. You have a whole team. You are going towards the goal. In football, the quarterback has thrown the ball. You are the wide receiver. You have grabbed the ball. You've got to score. You've got to score. You've got to score to make your team win. And so, Biden, how are you going to score? Use the same law. Use the same law. If I'm in soccer and a ball is coming high and I cannot score with my body, I cannot hit that ball with my leg, I can score with my head. If the ball is somewhere where I cannot turn quickly, I can do a bicycle kick and hit that ball into the net. If it's football, the ball is coming, you've got to jump and grab that ball from high there and touchdown. The way the ball is played to you, the way it's passed to you, is the way you play it. There is no fear. There is no making a mistake because the time is short. You play the ball that has been given to you, my friend. And what is the ball? What game are you going to play? You have been told you're above the law. You cannot be prosecuted for whatever you did in your official capacity. Therefore, you have Mr. Trump trying to be president while he is a convict. We have seen how Republicans are saying convicted people should not vote. We have seen how they're saying that the president is above the law. Trump was above the law. Well, Mr. Biden, President Biden, you are our current president. And you took an oath of office to protect us from the enemies within and without. Bearing in mind what happened in January 6th. Bearing in mind what Trump has been saying he's going to do. He's gonna even be a dictator for one day. America does not need a dictator, not for one day, not even for 1 second. And you are charged with that responsibility to prevent it. So therefore, use your executive power to bar Trump from running for office. Yes, sir. Use your executive power to bar Trump from running for office. The same Supreme Court that has judged that Trump cannot be tried, that he is immune from any inquiry, from the legal department, from the justice department, from anything, from any impeachment, that whatever he did in his capacity as president, he is immune. Mr. Biden, what sayest thee? Let me wait and hear what you're going to say tonight.